morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Operator Nexxus, and this is Transport Fever, episode 20, I do believe. And we are sitting outside the East India Construction Company, where things are happening. Last time around, we set up the shunting line, as you can see over there in the distance, that is hauling at least half a load back over to Burnley Cattle Depot to be able to drop off construction materials going to Sittingbourne. Actually, they're just going to Burnley. We're going to ship them out to Sittingbourne and Castleford. Anyway, this is the construction material train that is transporting construction materials from the East India Construction Company, as we have called it right here at this station, and it is going to haul it back over to the Food Network. Way over here. How much money has it made us so far, I wonder? Made us 2.16 million last year, so it must have had somewhat of a half a load, maybe? Maybe half a load. Okay, so today what we're going to focus on is we're going to focus on getting more construction materials going out. We need to get some going to, I don't know how we're going to get them going to market. We don't have anything going into market yet. We do need to work on we do need to get fuel in these cities, and that means it's going to have to come from over here, which means I think today we need to work on this line since we didn't get to it last time. So without further ado, actually, what we should do is let's go pay off some of the pork barrels. I don't know if did we set them up in this town, or did we set them up in the town ahead for this city? We'll know very shortly. They should be poking themselves out to us any moment. There they are, right there. Hey, I don't think this one took a whole lot because it was largely just this station. We didn't add anything else. We will. Other stuff will be added. I promise you. Alright, so let's pull out the pork barrels. Now, I was told the last time that I paid off pork barrels, I paid off an extra 5 million. So, we're gonna take an extra 5 million from said thing here because we paid it off already. So, that's 1 million, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, we're even. Okay, so now we need to take out, there's 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So, let's go over here and see if did this town have any porkage? Oh, if it did, it might be in the city now. It's built up around it, which would not be ideal. I'm not seeing any. Maybe if they're out by the station. No? Maybe we just didn't pork the barrel in this city. Or maybe we already got rid of it. Or maybe we already paid it back for this city. Well, I mean, these were the first 3. Wigton, Market Harborough, and Tiverton. Those were the first 3 that we set up. So it may be that we didn't have to use a whole bunch of barreling. Let's go out to Stonehouse and see. Yep, see, Stonehouse has got some right here. I bet that was Stonehouse. And does this place have any? Because if not, then Stonehouse is part of Stonehouse barrels is part of this. I'm not seeing any. And this would have been relatively easy to set up because it's relatively flat right there where we put the station and stuff in. I'm not seeing any barrels. If you guys see them and I'm not, then leave me a comment and let me know which city that you saw them and which city that it was missed, and I'll go back when I read the comment in the next episode and I will fix that. Alright, so now we did see some out here, right? Yeah, they're over here. Okay, so to here, and we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, look, that was perfect. Couldn't have tried that better for myself if I tried. I didn't even count them. I just kind of guessed. All right. So that's paid back. Now let's fly over here to Margate and see if they have any barrels. Do you have any porkage for us to pay back? I mean, it's, you know, it's your tax money that I took to build all this in the beginning. So I would assume that you would want your tax dollars back in an income tax refund sort of thing at the end of the year. No? Okay. Well, then I appreciate the fact that you gave me the money up front to build your little town. Moving on to Burnley to see if there was any more. I think we paid these off already, because they were largely out here. I think this was one of the first towns that we actually paid off. Like I said, if you see them, and I don't, please leave a comment. I will come back, and I will clear the matter up. I'm not seeing any. Let's move on to Sittingbourne. Anything in Sittingbourne? Not seeing nothing. I'm seeing not a thing. Alright. This is starting to look really nice, actually. I haven't actually come over here and paid a whole too much of attention to this side of the map in a recent series, because we've largely been trying to get the freight and everything set up so that when we get everything connected, it'll start to make us bank. I mean, as much as we're making, you know, a decent amount of money now. We're making, we made 19 million last year. And we made 27.2 the year before that, and 27.3 the year before that. We've made 9.8 so far, and it's July, or the end of July. So we're making cash. That's not the problem. It's just that later stuff's going to start to get really expensive, especially when we have to start putting in the long freight lines that are going to run like the length of this in one trip. Anyway, this is starting to look really nice. Oh my goodness gracious. As we're looking for pork barrels, and we're not done with that. But I think it's time to upgrade. Oh, good lord. Yeah, look, the cars are lagging behind. How many vehicles? Enough. We need to... You carry 6, so 8, 10. We'll put these on there. We'll say replace now. We'll pay the 632,000. That should largely help get a lot more of those passengers moved around to this station. What are you doing? Yellow line... 13 years. That reminds me that Fail Lines Incorporated is due for an upgrade, and we will probably try to take care of that in this episode. Anyway, back to the pork barrels. I don't see any there. Are there any over here? Sorry, I'm adjusting myself in my chair here. All right, let's see. I'm not seeing any barrelage of pork. Any pork? Any pork? Is there any pork in this city? No? It doesn't appear so. Okay, well then you guys don't get any tax money. It all largely goes to me so that I can continue development. That brings more business and more development to your little town. Alright, let's see. What are you hauling? Oh, you're part of the yellow line. You're making some decent cash. Okay, well, I'm not seeing any barrels in this city. Yeah, if you see them, you'll let me know. Alright, back over to Thame. Alright. Any porkage around? Anywhere? No? I rather like this this little thing right here. It's like trains come into the tunnel, and then they're like, oh, where's this train go, or this track go? And it's like, oh, it actually goes up the hill and around and out to you know, over there somewhere. Oh, speaking of which, we had a train coming in. We can ride it in real quick. Oh, it's the yellow line. Okay, that's fine. We'll ride it in real quick. This is probably going to be a bit of a longer episode today because we've got some we've got some stuff to get going because Sunday at 1 p.m. is the live stream for the next episode. So I encourage you to be there for that. It will be on Twitch at my on my channel there. Unfortunately, because of I guess some of the way that I did the spelling in my tag, it's actually Gaming Nexxus instead of Nexxus Gaming, which is my YouTube channel, obviously. Anyway, the link is in the description, and it will be starting. We'll be starting sharp at about 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. So if you're in the UK, that's about 6 hours from 1, and if you're in further than that, it's probably around 8 p.m. So it should be around 7 or 8 p.m. your guys' time when I start here. I'm starting at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time, or USA time, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, that's going to be on Sunday, and it's probably going to run for, oh, I don't know. I'll probably slice it into segments, and it'll probably be like, I don't know, an hour and a half, maybe more. It just depends. We got some serious stuff that we need to get going in order to start getting things to take off. And largely, we have a lot more towns that we need to get connected up. But I took a break from passengers to try and shift the focus more to some freight. All right, porkage. Any porkage in Rotherham? We need the pork barrels, please. Any pork barrels? None? No porkage? None at all. I mean, we're in 1924. If I wasn't paying back the pork barrels, we would be approaching around $1 billion in around 1950, and that was largely because I wanted to show that it is possible to hit $1 billion around 1950. It requires it's a risk of you're going to be broke for a few months. You might even be broke for a year, and which that doesn't bother me because this game will go until I would assume this game will go until the year 9999. I don't know. My computer's I just upgraded my computer a few months ago. It's pretty beefy. It's 8700K, so it could probably handle. It can already handle about 1,000 vehicles or more running at the same time, and it doesn't even slow it down, lag it, or anything. So I would imagine that this computer could probably handle around 5,000 vehicles and stuff, running simultaneously. So, but we'll see what happens and where it goes. I'm largely a redeveloper. So once I've got it laid in, I like to redevelop it and make it look better. So even if the city's all connected up and everything, I might spend quite a few episodes just making it look, nice and look better. Other than that, we will be doing challenge series. We will be doing vanilla series. We will be doing, all kinds of different series. I got all kinds of things planned for this game that I've had planned for a long time, and that I couldn't. You guys know I couldn't record it. You saw me in the first season do like 6 episodes, and it was so choppy and terry and stuff because I didn't have the settings right and the computer just wasn't powerful enough. And so now that all that's over, I have lots and lots and lots of things planned for this. I'd actually, if another tuber out there, possibly sometime in the future, wants to do a collaborative kind of like a duo series stream let's play, that would be something I'd be interested in. That would be pretty cool. But yeah, that's like future down the road kind of thing. I'm not really worried about that kind of thing right now. But yeah. All right. So pork barrel, you have porkage for us, Rons? Do you have some pork? Do you have some pork for us? No. No pork? Okay. No? Okay. Any pork over here? I don't think we used any pork to set this up. It wouldn't surprise me though. Pork over here? Definitely no pork over there. How about Tottenham? You got some pork for us? I almost was almost certain that you guys had pork for us. Maybe we already cleared it out. It's possible. Some of this stuff we already cleared out. Okay. Nothing. Okay. How about up here? See, like, this bridge is, it's interesting. it's definitely interesting. All right, we've got some decent fuel coming into here. What do you got for delivery? 53 of 90. We got 54% of the delivery. That's not bad. We're not gonna put any more cars on there because we don't need to. Okay, so no pork barrels there. We might have paid them all off. I mean, we are making about 20 million a year. So for like the last 15 or 20 years. So it's realistic to believe that we actually do have around 400 million. And that's largely in part, I was explaining that and then I got sidetracked. I apologize. That's largely in part due to the freight trains that are so long on the lines. And because I like to take that risk in the beginning, I can do that with just the loan too. And I will be doing, like I said, a vanilla series where I don't use pork barrels. And I will be showing you that I can still get to around $1 billion on medium around 1950, before the year 2000. Usually I can hit it around 1950, 1955, 1 billion in the bank and all the loan and everything paid off. And I can do that with just the $10 million loan. The thing is I don't start with passengers. I start with freight. There will be no passengers for like the first probably 3 or 4 episodes because all the money will be heavily invested in like fuel or construction materials because it'll be my money maker in the beginning. But anyway, more on that later. All right, so it doesn't appear that we have any more pork barrels. It appears that we have paid them off. Like I said, if you have seen some or see some during this episode or any other, and just point them out to me and let me know where they're at so that I can go take care of them. Anyway, we spent most of the normal part of the episode that we would call it, taking care of pork barrels, talking about future stuff, and looking around at the network. Now we're actually going to get underway and get some stuff done. Excuse me. Oops, that's the wrong button. Okay, so got you coming in. You're picking up. How much are you making? You made about $1 million this year. What are you hauling? You're hauling the construction materials, aren't you? You only got 6. That's not good. That means you're losing us money. Alright, well, that means that you need to wait for a full load, and you need to wait for probably 10 minutes. Up to 10 minutes. That's what that means, because something's happening. Cattle. Oh, they're taking... Okay, we're going to have to fix this. Alright. You need to carry cars that will not pick up construction materials. So you're going to have probably 2 different cars. So what's your thing here? 75 miles per hour. It's actually 80 because that's just those cars. Okay, so it's got to go through and be like, oh yeah, you've got all this stuff installed. Yeah, I sure do. I like trains. And we will be doing. I did promise some ships. I did promise a ship route. I didn't promise ships, so don't get it twisted. But I did promise. I did promise a ship route, passenger probably. That I will be setting up on the line or into the network at some point. Probably, maybe not today, but it will get set up. I promise you. I have not left. I'm not going to leave you ship fans out. I will give you a boat. I'm not going to leave you airplane fans out. There will be airports. There will probably only be 3 major airports, and then there'll be a few little airports that, kind of go from city to city. But largely, the airport systems on this game work that you need to, like, depending on the map size, you need to cut the map in half. A plane probably will never get up to enough to take a full plane load like a 747 from one end of the map to the other, but it will take it from one corner of the map to the center, and then people will get off and get on a different plane to go somewhere else. So there will be largely a central based airport. Not exactly sure where it's going to go at the moment, but we'll decide and figure that out. Anyway, I have not left you people out. You guys are just as important as the train fans. I just have not gotten to that point yet. Okay, so anyway, back to we need wagons that do not carry construction materials. That's not going to work. No, that's not going to work either. Oh, wait, it's not, yeah, it's the cattle car, right? Yeah, that can't carry construction materials. Okay, so, no, oh, wait, it's this one. It only goes 56. What's this? It's a national baggage car. Okay. Well, it carries 18, and how fast is it? 124 miles per hour. Running costs are quite expensive, but I think that at this point we can probably afford that. Although I'd like to put these on there. These look really cool. I'm gonna put these on there. They only carry 8, but it's a far cry from the 12 for 56 miles per hour, and this is just kind of ridiculous. 124 miles per hour. The engine only goes 80, so that's not gonna work. Man, we need the 1950s box car. It's like this, but it's bigger and it hauls 18. Let's see. I mean, we could use these. We just have to set them to be half and half, and we can't. We could have to set half of the cars to pick up livestock. It wouldn't work. This goes 60, but it kicks out construction materials. This sucks. These don't pick up construction, but it's too fast. These don't pick up, but they only carry whatever. And only 11 tons. We can put a lot of them on there. So we'll say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 80. 88, 94, 102, 110, right? And okay, so yeah, 110. So we'll use those. It's still 110. It's quite a few more cars. It'll look nice because it's gonna be a longer train. It's definitely gonna. Well, maybe not. No, because this one's 15 cars. That's because this one can. No, wait, that's not right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 5. We might have to add more. Replace now. Yes. It's got 14. So, my brain's not working right now. 14 times 8 is 112. Okay, so, and right now it's carrying what? 110? No. 165. Is that right? 165? Looks like it. 88 and 77. Okay, well, we'll say, oh, we already did that. We'll just see what happens. But we definitely can't have it pick. I mean, construction materials are supposed to be dropped off here, but they're not supposed to be dropped off at the station. They're supposed to be dropped off here, or right here, actually, where they're at. We already have a train taking construction materials to the other side. We don't need the cattle train or the food train taking construction materials to the other side. That's no. Alright, you're only going to carry 112. That's okay. We made 5.25 million so far this year, 3.8 last year. It's not bad. We still got mediocre speed. I mean, we'll see what happens, but we can't. Yeah, that's. I don't know what that was thinking, but that's not right. Okay. Yeah, I'm sure that there's quite a few vehicles that need replaced. We will take care of that later. We're not going to deal with that right now. We need to get on to fixing this freight line to get. Oh, what's this? It's 124. No, we're not gonna go there yet. We can upgrade all this stuff later. Anyway, let's try to. Oh, that's not gonna work. All right. Well, let's back up a little bit. We're gonna have to go out this way, right? Yeah. Okay. This is gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting to say the least. Oof. I would imagine that we would have to we would need to slow down on this anyway, given that there's a lake right there. And if we go too fast and happen to derail, we'll be in that lake. All right, so I want to stay level with the terrain and the mountainside thing here, because this is going to look really nice if we do it right. If we just fling it in there, it's not going to look nice at all. But if we take our time with it, it's going to look pretty spectacular, I would think. And I like to build in small segments because it's cheaper and it's easier to keep the train on the rail on the flat. Thank you, autosave. I wish there was a way to turn that off. I know I always say that and I never look, but I really wish there was a way to turn that off. All right, now we have done something that's causing us to go uphill. We need to fix that. There we go. Yes. Uh-huh. All right. We're gonna keep along the coast here as much as we can. There's no point to just cut across all of that. We're gonna have to pass this this quarry here on the left. Try and get a nice little pass by. Beautiful. All right, let's see. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Careful now. Just need to kind of slick by. We don't need anything special or spectacular. Nicely done, Nexxus. All right, this is gonna be nice, guys. This is gonna be pretty freaking awesome. All right. Nice. All right. Now let's finish the track. So we know it'll cost us half the money to do the other side that it cost us to do the first side. And we know that because the groundwork has already been laid. The initial cost has already been laid with the first rail. Nicely done. Mm-hmm. now. Let's see. What are we going to do here? The fuel's coming in from that way, so I don't know if the outer rail is going to be used for anything. So we're going to use the outer rail, and if we have to change it later, we can. I don't know this is the greatest course of action to do this, but we're going to do it anyway. Alright, yeah, you're probably wondering, what are you doing? Well, I want to keep the speed up as much as possible. And if we corner any more than what we're already cornering, it's going to be really hard to do that. I'd like to, yeah, alright, let's do that. A tunnel would be fine. I don't want a bridge, though. What's that? Ooh, the Union Pacific. And some kind of, I don't know what train that is, or I don't know what that was. It must have been something new that I installed. Oh, yeah, you kind of cut that out, but that's okay. We're going to leave that. I might decorate that with some trees or something. Ooh, that one too. We got to get out the tree gun, as people like to call it. Okay. And then we're going to say that the station is long enough plus a little bit of rail. And we'll go back as far as here to start the split. That way it's got plenty of room. Plenty of room. Okay, let's say here. Let's say that, call that done. And then let's go this way. All right. And that is the freight line set up from the fuel station to haul fuel over to the food network so that we can get fuel distributed out to all these places. All right. Now, I'm wondering how many of you are wondering, that's kind of a long line. Is that going to work? Yes, it will work. I have played, guys, ladies, gentlemen, please, come on now. Come on. I have like 1,600 hours in this game. It will work. If there's demand for it over here, it may take a little while to get going because it's a long route, and I won't lie to you. I'm going to have to put like 2 trains on here with 2 to 3, 4, even maybe 4 diesel engines. They're going to be long trains. If there's one thing that America is good for, it's a 300 car coal train or a 300 car fuel train being hauled across the United States. That's why when we have train accidents, they're really significant. They're really horrendously bad, is because the load is usually, double or triple of what, most countries probably haul at one time. And that's just because our demand is ridiculous, for things. Anyway, that's that done. Now we need to signal it. Aha, we have the signals. These are nice, the path signals. I like these main signals with 3 lights. They work. There's no difference. They work the same way. I just think that they look better. That's obviously personal preference. What happened here? Nothing. It's just a little weird the way the terrain is. Okay, so now this is the tricky part, is getting the signals on the right side of the track in the tunnel. There is a mod out there that adds a tunnel that already has the signals on the side of the walls. Unfortunately, I don't have that mod anymore because for whatever reason, the mod crashes my game. There are several mods out there that I've seen other people use, and yes, I am using the common API mod that is supposed to sort out additional mod scripting and all that for enabling that kind of stuff. But yeah, certain mods, they cause my game to crash. And it's not even I'll install them at the beginning before I load, you know, before I initialize the game. Um, the other thing is that some of those mods um, can only be used before the initial game initialization, which means that you can only use those mods on a custom map because they won't work after you've loaded a standard default map. So if you load Europe or USA as the standard default at the main menu, those certain mods, you can activate them, but they won't do anything. If anything, they'll crash your game. Like the Clean Cliffs mod, it won't crash your game, but if you don't start in a custom map mode where you can change the settings and all that, like town names and terrain and all that, if you don't start in a custom map mode, it won't clean the cliffs for you. It'll just be, you know, it'll be a mod that doesn't do anything. But yeah, so, but other than that, largely most of the mods that I have installed or have installed have done fairly well. It's just those couple, it's just those few. Placing signals where they don't need to go. I know that these signals seem like they're really far apart, but that's because, like I was saying, eventually the trains are going to be long enough that they're going to fit between the distance of these signals. And whereas some people might say, that's kind of a long train to be sending down a line, you've obviously never been to America, young sir, or young woman, or old chap and young chap, or whatever you want to be, whichever you'd like to be called. You've obviously never been to the States and seen some of our trains because, yes, it's actually not very long at all. 300 cars for a fuel or coal train? That's nothing. That's child's play. All right. Now things are about to get tricky. So you need to have a signal right there. No, you don't. I lied. You have a signal there. You actually need a signal up here. If you're not past this point by the time this train reaches this point, you're going to have to stop and wait because this thing's coming from the other side of the world. What's going on here? Okay, largely you're not going to be able to leave the station if there's another train coming down this line right here. So depending on which station. Anyway, when you won't be able to leave the station if there's anything on these two tracks, period. Because yeah, if these trains have passed this already, this point of no return, then you'll just have to wait. All right, so yeah, look, we're already at 428 million, and we paid back pork barrels. We made 28, we made 24. When we got in the game, we were in 1920. We were at the end of 1923. We made 19 million. Now in 1924, we made 24.1 million. Last year, we made 28.5 million, and so far this year, we're in August, we've made 14 million. That's because, you know, different years pay different amounts depending on the deliveries and how long it took them to get there. We will be playing one of these series, or maybe a couple of these series. We'll be playing with the ×4 mod, and that's not because I have any specific preference to steam or electric. I actually like diesel. Preferably, I like the diesel stuff myself. I do like the other stuff. I'm a train fanatic, so I like all trains and planes and ships and stuff like that. But I tend to like the modern era stuff. So if we use the 4x mod, it won't be to slow down, you know, the coming out of, you know, the more modern era stuff. It'll just be because we want, you know, time to go by slower so that we can enjoy the series longer before we decide to, you know, fly into the future within a couple of hours or a couple of episodes. So largely, that's what that's about. All right. Now we need to get a train on you. Actually, we need to make you We're going to call this long haul mix consist. And we're going to change it to this dark red color, because this is the fuel color, this brighter red. So we'll do this darker red color as the long haul fuel. And we're going to go from here. Oh, almost lost it. To here. Haha, see? It did it. It did it. It did it. And it already automatically put itself on both rails like a boss. Alright, so that's that. And now, because it's gonna, the idea here is this train is going to haul fuel from here all the way over here, as we've discussed. And then it's going to pick up food and construction materials and haul it back so that we can use trains and stuff to distribute that stuff on this side of the map. All of this stuff, these other towns, they will all be connected at some point. I know that, like I said, we've not really been focusing on passengers, and we need to, because look at how many passengers are waiting. 173 are waiting for the blue line. I mean, look, 158 one way, 145 the next, and they're only carrying 70. I mean, we're going to have to largely start upgrading these passenger trains, but we definitely need to get you're not carrying enough stone by a long shot. There is 702 waiting. Yeah, we're going to have to take care of that, but we will not do it in this episode. One thing that I did want to do is I wanted to upgrade fail lines. He's in the red. His profits aren't in the red, but they are starting to significantly drop. Alright, so let's go into let's clear that out. What's your top speed there, chap? 50. Okay, well, I think we're gonna put one of these, you know what I'm talking about. Where is it at? There it is, right there. The KKSTB. Maybe the Atlantic? No, it's, how much is that? No, that's more expensive. Maybe the Atlantic? Yeah, we'll put the 442 Atlantic black. 60, it still does 62. No, we're not going to put that. Oh, make up your mind, Nexxus. What are we going to do? Well, we need something with some power. We need something with some grunt. That works. 412k a year. That's not bad. All right. And your speed, forgot to, 62. So let's look for some wagons that do at least 62. What do you do? 62. 20 tons? We'll take it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many were you carrying with these? 10. No. Yeah, 10. No. It was these. So 12, 72. Okay, so. How many do we got? 6, 7, 8. I don't know if that's enough. 7.47 million. I don't know if that's enough, but I mean, I guess we're gonna find out. Oh, it didn't change over either? Really? We got some new stuff. The Class 32, Class 38 DRG. The AE47, those are electric. We haven't really moved to electric yet. We haven't really moved anything to electric yet. We're still largely on steam. We're gonna probably be on steam for a while. I will largely, now that this route right here is probably gonna be the most powerful steam engine that we got, which will probably be the Union Pacific or the Pacific, until diesel comes out, and then we'll put a diesel engine on that line because it'll be required. All right, so let's see. Long haul doesn't have anything waiting yet, but that's because we haven't sent the train out. All right, we need to know where's the depot. Depot's over here. All right, so delete that. And we'll go this. We'll go over here and do it. Just want to make sure that it didn't screw anything up. Okay. Alright. So, it doesn't matter where we put the thing because I made it to where they all cross. They can get to where they need to go. So, let's just put this in. No, we don't need tannery. Thank you, I appreciate it, but no. We'll just slap that in there real quick. Oh, look. It's our little crude oil train. Carrying 140 on board, 27 years old. He's not making us too much of money. How much are you going to drop off and pay us for? Pay me. 1.58 million. Not bad. Not too bad. Definitely need to upgrade him because there's almost 600 waiting, or will be by the time he gets back. Not going to do it in this episode. Alright. So, what's going to be powerful enough to haul the load that we need to haul across this across the world? We're going to need something very heavy. I don't think that's going to be good. That's going to cut it. That's powerful. That's not going to cut it though. It's going to be this too. It's going to be this thing right here. I guarantee it. Well, the Milwaukee's the most powerful thing we have, I think, but it's electric, and I don't want to move into electric yet. As nice as it looks, I don't want to move into electric yet. The Canadian National's not fast enough. Oh, we got the... Oof. Ouch, I guess that would be the most powerful thing we've got. But the other one goes faster. Yeah, those aren't gonna... I don't know. I think we're gonna have to go with the K4. And we're gonna put... Oh man, I don't know. These things? I guess we're gonna put these on there. We'll say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14, so carrying 210 fuel. And then, say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Power rating is already poor. This is going to be bad. Okay, we're going to have to rethink this. Power rating is fine with that, but that's only 100. Well, we might not... Until we get the diesel engines in 1988, we're not going to be able to probably carry a whole heck of a lot. Because it's just not going to be feasible to do so. These only go 60. That's terrible. They go 75 and they're light. So we'll use these for the food. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oh, his power rating is poor. I don't know if there's any way to fix that. Let's buy trains. Let's look at the locomotives again. Well, I mean, I guess we could use this guy. I do really want to use that guy. No, not really. But we could. He's got some serious grunt, some serious haulage. as the Colonel would say. Union Pacific, 60 miles per hour, 5,000 horsepower, 96,000 pounds of tractive effort, 1.51 million a year. I mean, we can afford it. We're not going to be losing any money on it. It only costs 1.5 million a year. I mean, we're making, you know, almost 30 million. We made 16.5 million last year, but we also had what else did we have? We had new vehicles and other property maintenance, bulldozing, track laying, road laying, you know. Okay, so, all right, well, let's try and put this guy on there. Now what's your power rating? Mediocre. Okay, well, I mean, we'll take it. It's going to cost us 4.47 million a year, and it's worth 26.7 million, but that's okay because, like I said, that's not even making a dent in our profit margin every year. We can afford to lose 4.5 million a year for, you know, a year or two in order to get this thing, you know, up and running. Okay, so we got room for construction materials, room for food, and room for fuel to be hauled over. And then, like I said, once diesel engines unlock, we can daisy chain the EMDs or the GEs, like 3 or 4 engines to, you know, 50, 60 cars. It'll be a long train. It will be, I'm not going to lie to you. You will definitely get an eye full of some eye candy train for that episode. Anyway, let's put this on the line. Long haul mixed consist. Yeah, that doesn't look good at all. It's all coming out there. There's a station there. There's a depot inside the mountain that I didn't tell you guys about, and it is largely coming out of there's a force field there that makes it look like there's ground there, but it's actually not. It's just a concealment of the shed back there. Yeah, that's what it was. Anyway, let's watch this for a minute because we are getting close to the end of the episode. I hope you guys are enjoying this as much as I'm enjoying this, because I'm very much enjoying this. All right, we need to. All right, sorry. All right. You convinced me. I know. You didn't even have to say anything. I read your mind. Okay, for the smoothing, people. For the smoothing here. Oh, look at the smooth. Oh yes, look at the smooth. Oh yes, that feels so good. Oh yes, the smooth. Okay, enough of that. Let's try to get rid of that. Okay, there we go. No. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I don't care who you are. That is a beautiful train. There she goes. There she goes again. I'm leaving that right there. Check that out. Now that is a train, ladies and gentlemen. That is a lovely train. I'm probably gonna get shot or lynched for this, but yeah, I don't even want to say it because I know that I'm gonna get shot or lynched for what I'm about to do. But yeah, and I apologize, I do, but yeah, you know how it goes. Anyway, that's gonna wrap it up, folks. Yes, I'm not gonna take you on the grand tour adventure. We will open the next episode. We'll open the live stream with following this for the voyage, because largely this train is going to be stopped right here until the next episode, because I'm not going to go any further. I've been Operator Nexxus. This has been Transport Fever. If you like this one, please leave me a thumbs up and or a comment, and if you want to see more like this, make sure to hit the red subscribe button and the notification bell so that you don't miss anything. And I will catch you next time. Peace out.